Hi, this is Dave, Fell Running Guide. Welcome to this week's navigation task. We've got a beautiful Peak District morning for this week's task. I simply want to know what the features are that I've circled. So 3 summits circled there. We're using the Ordnance Survey 1 to 50,000 for this task. So somewhere on there are the 3 summits, and to make it a bit easier for you, I've zoomed in so we can see the detail a little bit more clearly. So let's have a think about those 3. Let's go back to the first photo to start with though. So I've given you a bit of a clue in saying that it's a Peak District morning. So we know that the sun rises roughly in the east, and we can see the sun here. So these must be roughly southeast. We must be looking roughly southeastwards. So that's the first thing to think about. So on here, we must be looking across towards the bottom right corner of the map. A bit more detail then, looking at the 3 summits. The one on the right to start with, the closest one, we've got a gradual downhill as we go to it, and then a gradual uphill. The middle summit, you can see we've got a great big wide valley between us and that summit. And on the right hand side of the feature I want to identify, we've got a long broad ridge. See, from right to left, a ridge rising up and then down, and then beyond that looks like it goes down to another valley, and then up to our 3rd peak again with a bit of a ridge along there. So what can we see? Well, we need to be on high ground. Remember, there's a bit of a drop and then a rise, but if we think about that second summit, there was a big wide valley between us and it. So if we think we've got high ground here on where it says Edale Moor, this is the flank of Kinder. We've got this big valley here, the Vale of Edale, drops down, and then up the other side we've got high ground here, a ridge running along up to a high point, Loose Hill, and then heading eastwards, steeply dropping off, crosses the valley again, and then up again to another high point there, Win Hill. So could we be looking across this valley, up to Loose Hill, down that valley, and up to Win Hill? So that does make sense. We've got that long ridge there, the flank of Loose Hill. If so, what about this point that we're looking at here? What could we be looking at for a point where the ground drops away and then rises up again? Well, along any of this here, the ground is simply dropping away steeply down into the valley. From here, steeply down. From here, all down. If we come over to this area here, we've got a gradual drop, and then we've got this little summit here, Grindslow Knoll. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit on that for you. So we can see from here this 6 to 8 point ground drops away and flattens off, and then we've got a little flat section and a gradual rise, a couple more contour lines in there up to the peak of Grindslow Knoll. So that's actually what we were looking at. Right to left in the photograph was Grindslow Knoll, Loose Hill and Win Hill, taken from just about that point there, just coming off the Kinder Plateau, heading for Grindslow Knoll. So not too difficult for Peak District lovers or people familiar with the Peak District, but nonetheless always worth looking at the maps and working out and looking at the details. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Look out for next week's navigation task. Bye for now.